Hello, today I'll be discussing division of whole numbers. One of the most used methods is long division. And that is generally the first method you learn in the classroom. Let's try, and if you are not familiar with the term, let me show an example. 3 divided by 36. So 3 times what number gives me 3? 1. 3 goes into 3 one time. So 3 times 1 is 3. And that becomes 0. Bring that 6 down. 3 times what number gives me 6? 2. Because 3 times 2 equals 6. And there we go. We have our solution. And this method or this approach is good. It's great for small numbers. Why do I say small numbers? Well, let's do a big number just to show why this long division method is not the preferable method when dealing with larger numbers. Let's create a barrier here. Let's do 2 divided by 2,254. If you want to try on your own, feel free to pause the video. Assuming you paused the video and attempted it on your own, let's work this out together and see if you are on the right track. 2 times what number gives me 2? That's just 1. I mean, what? Yes, it's 1. 1 times 2 is 2. There you go. That becomes 0. Bring that 2 down. Once again, 2 times what number gives me 2? 1. Subtract that 2 down. 2 take away 2, we get 0. Bring that 5 down. Now what number times 2 can give me 5? 2 times any number does not equal to 5. But 2 times 2 gives me 4. And that is one number less than 5. If we did 2 times 5, which is 10, 10 is greater than 5, and that wouldn't work. Let's do that. Write down that 2, subtract 4, and that gives 1. Bring that 4 all the way down. 2 times what number gives me 14? 7. Now we have our solution. 2,254 divided by 2 equals to 1,127. And that, to me, is a lot of work. And I think there is another method that will definitely save us time, which is called short division. Okay, short division primarily takes short division is where you mentally multiply, and subtract. Or how about this? Sort division entails that you are multiplying, and subtracting in your head. Essentially, what we were doing here, this entire thing, or this entire section, would have been done in your head. And the multiplication, which we kind of already did in our head, 2 times 1 gives us 2, 2 times 1 gives us 2, that would also be in our head. So let's use the same example, or same problem, of 36 divided by 3 into short division. So 3 divided by 36, yes, 36. So we have 3 times what gives me 3? 1. In our head, I'm going to say 3 minus 3. So let me just write this down. This color signifies that it is in your head. So in your head, you are saying that 3 minus 3 gives me 0. And in your head, you're saying, okay, I know that 3 minus 3 is 0, so I don't need to write this down. And move on to the next digit, the 6. 3 times what gives me 6? In your head, well, I know that 3. In your head, I know that 3 times 2 equals 6. So all I have to do is write down that 6. Oh, sorry. Write down that 6. And that's it. So this is what you'll be in your head. Writing it out. Let's do the same process. This is what it should look like. 3 times what gives me 3? That's just 1. 3 minus 3. 3 minus 3 gives me 0. That 0 goes down. And then I bring down that 6. Well, 3 times 1 gives me 6. 2. 3 times 2 equals 6. Just write that down. 6 minus 6. That's just 0. And I'm done. Much quicker. Wait, what? There you go. Why did I write that? I'm so sorry. There you go. And I'm done. Much quicker than the long division of the first example. Now let's do the second example that we already did. So we had 2 divided by 2,254. So in my head, or in your head, 2 times what gives me 2? 1. I know that 2 minus 2 gives me 0. So I'm going to bring down that 2. 2 times what number gives me 2? Once again, 1. So 2 times 1 gives me 2. Subtract that number, and we have 0. We're going to bring down the 5. In our head, we're bringing down the 5. So we have 5 here. 2 times what number can give me 5 or less than 5? Well, 2 times 4, 2 times 2 is 4. So we can write down that 2. In our head, we're writing down the 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. We're going to bring down that 4 in our head. Now we have 14. 2 times what number gives me 14 or less than 14? 7. 2 times 7 gives me 14. And that is our answer, and we are done. See? Fast. Might be difficult if it might be confusing if you're not really good at holding a lot of information in your head. So I encourage you that, and when you first try it out, or when you first journey in this short division method, you write down in a different color, write down your process, and on the other side, or on the other page, you cover your process and you complete the same question again, but without any help and doing the short division or completing the short division. Do you understand what I'm saying? So if you were to say, let's use the first example again, 3 divided by 36, and you just need to have that process of writing down the -3 and the -6. You could do this first, and then on a different paper, or fold the paper so that this is all covered up and you can't see it, and you reattempt that question again by doing the short division method of just mentally saying 3 times 1 gives me 3. That 3 minus 3 is 0. 3 times 1 gives me 6. Well, 3 times 2 gives me 6. There we go. That is what I'm trying to encourage you to do. And gently try to wean off this long division method. Let's do one more example. One more. Let's do, Let's do 4 divided by 1,064. Let's try this again, short division way. 4, how many times can 4 go into 1? None. Because 4 times 1 will give you 4. And that 4 is bigger than 1. So personally, this is what my dad taught me. When a number is too big, if the divisor, there you go, if the divisor is too big, if it's bigger than the dividend, or the first digit of the dividend, I put an X. And that X represents 0. More like a placeholder, if you will. So unlike the previous video where X was the unknown number, this X is just a placeholder, just to say that X is 0, or this spot is 0. And then we can move on. 4 times what number gives me 10? Well, I know, or we know, that 4 times 2 is 8. we also know that 4 times 3 is 12. 12 is bigger than 10. So let's go with the one letter or one digit less, one number less, and go with 2. 4 times 2 gives me 8. In our head, we're saying, okay, 10 minus 8 gives me 2, right? It's me. 10 minus 8 gives me 2. So we have this 2 down here. What's our next step? Bring down the 6. Now we have 26 down here. How many times can 4 go into 26? Well, we just said we need to find a number that 4 times a number gives us 26, or a number where it's 4 times this number gives us close to 26, or at least one digit less than 26. Well, 4 times 5 is 20. But I think we can go one more over. About 4 times 6. What do you think? Well, what's 4 times 6? 4 times 6 is 24. That is 4 digits closer to 26. Better than the 5, which was 20. And if you want to be just sure, let's test another number. Let's go with 4 times 7. 4 times 7, what is that? 28. Right? Yes. Yes, 28. And that is definitely greater than 26. So we can forgo or we can leave the 7 alone. So our best bet or our best solution is 6. So 26 minus 24, the 2's cancel out. 6 minus 4, that's just 2 again. We bring down that 4 here. How many times can 4? 4 times what number gives us our new number? 24. That's just 6 again. Therefore, 1064 divided by 4 is equal to 266. Remember, our x placeholder here is just 0. So it's not x thousand. It's not x 1,266. No. It's just 266. Because we put that 0 in its place, 0,266, we might as well just ignore the 0. And that is the answer. Very simple, very easy. You can generate different numbers if you really want to test it out or you want to work on it. And if you're still confused here in this question, let me go ahead and write out the process that should have been in your head. Remember, 4 times x, or 4 times a number does not give me 1. So we move over to the, well, not the tens, or the, what's it called? The hundredth place. We're moving over to the hundredth place. 4 times what gives me 10, or close to 10? 2. 4 times 2 gives me 8. 10 minus 8 gives me 2. Gonna bring down that 6. 4 times what number gives me 26, or close to 26? Well, 6 times 4 is 24. Subtract the 2's to cancel each other out. 6 minus 4, or 6 take away 4, we get 2 once more. bring that 4 down. And now we got our new number, or we have our new number, 24. And once again, 6 times 4, 24. And that's it.